Hey, my name is Kay, and as you can see, I'm a koala. Now, since you've clicked on this video, I'm assuming that just like me, you also love games. So, if you love games, you must have heard about Doom, a fast-paced FPS shooter with a badass hero. I always wondered how these amazing games are made. Then, one day, I stumbled across Brotato. If you don't know about Brotato, it is an amazing 2D shooter made by just one person, and that made me think, if he can do it, why can't I? Then I decided I'll make a 3D first-person shooter with fast movement and a lot of cool monsters like Doom and a ton of guns that the players can hold at once, just like in Brotato. So I documented the next 14 days of my life that I dedicated fully towards learning and making my own game. On the first day, I followed a few tutorials to get familiar with Unreal Engine, the god of 3D, and created a basic level. Then I set up the basic first-person movement for my player and added jumping, double jumping, and dashing to the character. On the next day, to make things more interesting, I added wall running as a part of the player's movement. It just makes the gameplay feel a lot cooler and makes the character a lot more badass. I created another map to test the player's movement. To be honest, I was just loving the idea of putting a few cubes here and there to make an entire level. So you'll see me doing that a lot. But I realized that my badass character was totally alone in this endless world, and I was missing the most important aspect to making him badass. Monsters. The best part of games like Doom is how you tear the monsters apart and destroy an entire army of them. It feels so satisfying. So I added an enemy that follows the player, and when it is close enough, it will hit the player. The model I'm using right now is a free one from the marketplace. It's just a placeholder, but my badass hero is now helplessly being bullied by this monster. It has to fight back, you know. My initial idea was to make the character hold a total of 4 guns at a time, and like in Brotato, they would aim at the enemies automatically when they get in range. But there was no such tutorial available on YouTube for this topic. So I took help from the best friend of developers, ChatGPT, and after fighting a lot of bugs and errors, I was finally able to make the gun follow the enemies and shoot at them. It would also automatically change the target when one enemy dies. I think that's pretty cool, and that was day 9 done. Now I had only 5 days left, so I made the enemy AI even better. I added a few functionalities like the AI will only follow you if it sees or hears you, and also I can make it run away when its health is low. I think it will be pretty cool for the weaker enemies. Around that time, I created another map to, test the player's movement. And for now, I also removed the auto aim feature from the gun because I thought I should give more control to the player rather than just force them to run around the map. And then I created 2 more maps. I'm sorry, but I love it. This took long, and before I realized it, it was day 13 and I was still using this placeholder model for my enemy. So I decided before day 14 I'll complete one enemy type, and for that I needed an original enemy model. Now, 3D modeling. I've used Blender before, but I won't go as far as saying that I'm good at it. Just have a look at my past work. I know it looks like shit, but I had just 2 days left, so I started without thinking. And after watching a few tutorials, I was able to make this poor, depressed, sick of this world zombie enemy. Then I moved him over to this software called Substance Painter to, paint on the zombie's body. Then I added a rig to my zombie, and suddenly it got soul. Then I created a few animations and quickly put it to Unreal. Now it is a soulless monster whose insides are filled with nothing but darkness, following you till the ends of time. Nice. I know you must be thinking, it looks like shit. Is that the game he's making? Just look at how the zombie moves. Hear me out. I agree. I know it's bad, but I also know if I keep making more and more of these bad models, they will get better. Anyways, this is what I could do in 14 days. Now I have a lot of bugs to fix right now. Like, I wanted the enemy to ragdoll when it dies, but maybe the issue is with how its bones are placed. It just looks kinda weird, and also the enemies just suddenly stop following the player after a certain time and they just stand still on the ground, and I'll fix all that for sure. And for the next 14 days my goal is to improve the combat system of the game, so please let me know your opinion on my progress. And also, was it a correct decision of me to remove the auto aim feature and let the player control the gun manually, or should I switch back to the original idea? Make sure to tell me in the comments. I really need that intel. See you soon.
Dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay.